We've given them so much of our money for years, they actually thought they owned foundational Black Americans.
Boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the Black culture and the hip hop culture. That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. Are you not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
Asian Americans are given white privilege, especially the Asian Americans who fit the model minority stereotype. The quid pro quo for receiving that privilege is upholding white supremacy culture, which means being anti-Black. I was talking with somebody last night who was pointing out that the Civil Rights Amendment was passed in 1964, but also in the 1960s, the United States opened the door to Asian immigration. So now you have an influx of racial minorities who knew nothing about the history of white violence against Black people, knew nothing about the Black civil rights movement, so they arrived with civil rights not understanding how that came to be. And also it effectively erased the United States' own anti-Asian history, because Asian Americans came in not necessarily knowing about the Chinese Exclusion Act or the internment of Japanese Americans in the United States during World War II. And I think that Asian Americans are used as a buffer between the Black community and the white community, because in the 1960s, there was almost a racial reckoning. The white power structure almost had to face accountability for the history of violence against Black people. But instead, Asian Americans were inserted and were pit against each other, so that we're always up against each other, and that basically like white supremacy escapes accountability. And the example that I think of that sort of started like the root of a lot of tension is Asian Americans were buying into the negative media stereotypes of Black people. And then in the events that led up to what became known as the LA riots, the LAPD kettled protests away from wealthy white neighborhoods and into Koreatown, and then they left. And we know how that played out. So again, the two communities being pitted against each other and away from the white power structure. And obviously the model minority myth is used to oppress the Black community.
That's why they're so upset. Anytime you see someone, say, look left, you're gonna look right. You know what I mean? Anytime they say, oh, you not shopping with us, it's not gonna affect us. Oh, really?
You don't have a right to say no. That's the last chance. Give peacefully. If we can't do that, we'll ask another person to replace him. If we cannot do this, we'll ask another person to replace him. Don't worry. All right.
Okay, well, let's try it out then. And we tried it out. And it seems to be affecting you guys, because all you guys are glitching. We never saw so many Asians speak so much, ever.
I have seen more Asian Americans being upset at the fact that Black Americans are threatening to boycott Asian businesses than I have seen Asian Americans speaking out against the murder of Cyrus Carmick Belton, a child who was murdered at the hands of an Asian man. And this has everything to do with race, especially when anti-Blackness is so deeply rooted in our community. I have said this a million times, and I'll say it as many times as I need to so you can get it through your thick skulls. The only reason why Asians exist in America in such a large population is because Black activists fought for our right to be here during the Civil Rights Movement. White people did not want us here. It's not enough for Asian people to just be not racist. You have to be anti-racist, and you have to be speaking out against these injustices, or else they'll continue to happen. We absolutely owe the Black community solidarity, and the sooner that we realize that we're not much different from each other is the sooner that real change starts to happen.
So you saw all that, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents. The first time I was ever called the N-word was by an Asian man. And this is me growing up in Boston, right, and going to school in Wellesley, Massachusetts, 99.9% white. Literally just a school bus of Black children were at the school, of 600 plus kids, whatever, grade, 1st to 5th. And first time I was called, I think I was like 19 years old, and I was catching a taxi from like the train station, and I was waiting for the taxi. And yeah, this is back when taxis were the thing. And I was waiting for the taxi, and he pulled up. I put my hand on the lever, right, the door handle. And I was waiting. I've been waiting for like 10 minutes. It was actually raining. I was waiting for like 10 minutes. And then this Asian guy comes out of the train station. He just pulls the handle. He literally just walked up and pulled the handle. And I was waiting there for the taxi, and I had my hand on it already. So when I looked at him, I was like, I was waiting for this. Like, no, like this is not your taxi. And he literally said the N-word. And I'm not gonna say, I don't think I might get banned. I don't know. And I worked hard on this page to get banned. But he said the N-word. And I looked at him, I was in shock, because, like I said, Boston, Massachusetts, Wellesley, 99.9% white, never been called the N-word. Big old age of, I think I was, 18 or 19 or 20, between 18 and 20, and yeah, he called me it. And I got in the taxi, and I was like, did you just, he was like, yeah, I heard. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. And it was just, it was a weird situation, because not much had happened, except for, I was waiting for the taxi pulled up, I put my hand on it, he came and rushed and grabbed it, like he was just gonna get in, like I was gonna just let him get in, even though I was waiting for him, it was raining, like, weird. So, yeah. I knew at that point that they really didn't like us, but up until then I didn't know that they didn't really like black people until that point, until I had my own experience with it. And, shocking, but not surprising. And the fact that this guy got off, I'll do a whole nother post about that, but the fact that this guy got off when the black kid didn't even steal the water bottle, as video evidence proved, he didn't steal the water bottle, but you chose to leave your store and leave a customer inside your store to go run after the black kid who actually didn't steal your water bottle or any water from your store. I think that makes sense. You went after a kid who you thought stole your water bottle, what, $2.99, $1.99, let's say $5.99 if it was glass. But you left a whole stranger in your store next to the register, alone, to go get the kid who stole the water bottle, who didn't actually steal the water bottle, and you shoot him dead. You unalive him? And you get off, and you get off, and you get off. You're not even in jail because of this. So the fact that we're boycotting these businesses, I completely agree.
Because just like the Africans, you guys are very docile. That's why the whites favor you guys and the African immigrants, because you guys are docile, you don't buck back.
I hate when I meet Asian people that are proud of being whitewashed. Like, I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me about how he didn't speak his native language. So I ended up asking him, I'm like, hey, why didn't you want to learn it? And he said, bro, it's just because I'm whitewashed. Like, I didn't want to learn it. Bro, what? Why are you using that as an excuse to not know your own culture? It's just weird to me that Asian people would just straight up say, oh, I'm whitewashed, and be like all giddy and happy about it. What is there to be happy about? What's so cool about being whitewashed? And it's always funny when I see like the Asian guys in those white frats, because those guys clearly look down at other Asian people. Yeah, bro, I'm more superior than you because I'm with the white people. Okay, but back to what I was saying about that guy I met. He said something about, oh, I don't need to know my native language because we live in America. That's one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard. Like, imagine you go back to your home country and you're trying to talk to your family and you can't understand a single word they're saying.
You don't test the system. Isn't that how Donald Trump dances? That's funny. And they're confused now. They're like, oh my God, solidarity between in the black community, they're all on one accord? Yes. Actually, we've been on one accord. Now it's like, okay, you guys tried it.